In this video, we're going to go over how to create this realistic foiling inside a blender. This is like a beveled foil. And so it's hot pressed foil and then it has this beveled edge to it. So it also has like this embossing. This is for the latest chapter in my course where we did a pasta box render. And I'm going to show you how to fully set this up. So here inside a blender, we have a paper texture already set up. This one is a grayscale gorilla material. What I'm going to do is I will adjust this file so you can download it below. And you won't get access to the grayscale gorilla or the premium assets over here, but you'll have access to break down the foil that I do. So basically what I always do is inside of Photoshop or Affinity, I take the label and I create a mask. And so if we look at Affinity and we jump into this box SVG, this here is the mask. So basically it's just a white layer, and then whatever I want the foil to be, I've turned it into here. I've turned it into black, and you can export that as a grayscale image. Inside a Blender, come in here. The invert color just flips the colors around so that Blender has the correct slots, because by default in Blender, white is the bottom slot because it's number 1. White is 1 in Blender, and then the top slot is 0. So it's just alternating between the two, and that's the same as how the factor works. 0 is the first slot, 1 is the second slot. So from here, we're going to pull out from here and we're going to drag down, and then we're going to put in a metallic. And this is what I'm going to use for my foil. Let's Control Shift click to preview the shader now. And we're going to put in sort of this orangish color. We can adjust the saturation just a little bit lower, and then we're going to reduce the roughness by quite a bit. So this doesn't look amazing yet. I mean, it is a foil, but it's not looking amazing. So let's add some bump to this. So we'll start off with a noise node. So add noise. We'll bring this over here. Now the noise texture just looks like this. This looks pretty bad to begin with. So let's go Control T, and this will bring up our mapping, and we'll plug this into the UVs here. Now, you can see a little bit of variance between the noise, but its scale is far too high. So I use the scale of 600 for this. So you can see now the noise is just a noisy image. It has a variation between white and black. And then when we go ahead and bring out a bump node here, so bring out bump, we're going to go down to the height slot. So you can just use your arrow keys, push down to the height slot, hit enter. You're going to bring out a bump. We're going to plug this straight into the normal. Control Shift click to preview the metallic. So then all I'm going to do here is, this is already looking like metallic quite a bit. So let's just add in a 0. And then we get this. And this works quite well for me because like metallic is it has quite sharp edges, and it depends on sort of the metallic or the foil that you're using. Some foil is smooth, some foil has really textured. I'm going to use a really textured one for this one because I want the light to reflect in a lot of different ways. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my next image, which will be my beveled edge. So I'm going to use Photo Affinity. And you can do this in Photoshop. You're just going to look for the stroke effect. So let's grab this. So we have a foil layer, and I want to duplicate this. So Control J. And then what I'm going to do is basically turn this into a foil bump. So what we need is a large rectangle behind all this. And I just want to put in a large rectangle that's gray. And we're going to pick a 50% gray color. So over here, 50%. Going to be the entire size of this. And I'm just going to put this into my foil bump here inside it. And then just Control Shift back square bracket to send it to the back. All right, now I'm just going to select the text now. And this is the only thing I want the bevel on. Even though this is included in the foil, I don't want to bevel this or create that embossed foil bevel. So what we're going to do is group this, Control G. And now we can put a layer effect on top of this. So what I'm going to do is go to my effects. I'm going to say outline. I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to come to the alignment. Go to the inside, my fill style, I want to go from a solid color to a contour. And now I have access to a gradient. So if I start to pull the radius of this up into the center, you'll notice we're getting this beveled effect. And this is how Blender determines how to create a bump map. Black is the lowest point, white is the lowest point, is the highest point. So if we have this transition between the two, it's basically going from low to high. Now this gray here will also determine a height. So let's just go ahead and export this right now. I'm going to do more tweaks to it later. And what we want to do is make sure that we are using a TIFF grayscale 16-bit. And I'm using high resolution here at 4K. Let's export. I'm just going to put this one beside my other ones here. And so we'll rename this. And then go back into Blender. We want to get this file into our scene. So I'm just going to click and drag it in. And now we can send this through a bump. First off, we want to change the color space from sRGB back to a non-color because we export it as grayscale. Now, all I have to do is take the bump, Shift D, duplicate it, and then we're going to plug this into here, into the height. Now, bumps can go into each other, but for now, we're just going to plug this in here. And you can start to see the bevel effect happening. Now, there's a few things going on. There is a pixelated edge that is just basically due to the resolution of our texture. So we could actually increase that by going to 8K if we wanted to. The next thing is I want to edit this a little bit. So let's go back up here, Control Shift click. And you can see that we're not really getting that highlighted edge yet. And it's because the mask is cutting off some of it. So let's plug this in here and see what we're getting. Let's increase our distance up. And so you can see there, we're starting to get that highlighted edge on the inside here, plus the bevel. But I want to adjust this bevel a little bit. What if I want it to be a little bit curved so that it gets this like nice curved bevel edge? I also want a little bit more of a flat where this edge is. And I'm going to increase the bevel size. So what we can do is we can actually take this and we can add a new stop. We can make this stop maybe something like 40. And so this is going to be 40 is lower than the 50% gray that we have everywhere else. So then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to turn this one to 50, like so. And I just have this tiny little dip on the edge. And then what I'm going to do is actually pull this slightly this way to extend this gray area and push it up into a peak. So let's have a look at what this creates. So let's close this. Let's go to File, Export, and we'll export this time as ×2 on the resolution, so 8K. Let's export this. We'll grab this and add it here, and let's go back to Blender and bring in the new texture here beside it. And I just want to not connect it here, but then go to non-color, and you can see what's happening. So now we're getting this sort of peaked ridge edge in the center of our render here. And so you can also do the opposite. So we can take this and we can grab the effect here, and then we can pull it on the gradient here. We can pull it back. So let's pull it back a bit. Another thing that I like to do is just smooth it out a little bit more. So you can group this again, and you have to group it because when we add a Gaussian blur to the same effect layer, it doesn't like the outline also, because the outline is applying on top of the Gaussian blur. So we'll go add a new group, and then we just add our Gaussian blur on top of this, and we can add a little bit of blur. And that's going to smooth out some of those harsher edges. And then we can export this again at our 8K resolution here. Export. And keep in mind that the mask will also be creating a resolution. So the stepping may just be because the mask isn't high enough resolution. So let's bring this in now and bring in our next texture. Let's delete this one. Bring that in here. We'll go to a non-color here. And you can see there that now I've created the opposite effect where it is going the other way. And so now we've smoothed out these edges a lot, and we're creating a rounded top rather than what we had in the beginning. So let's go back here, put in number 1. And so you can see the difference and the difference in effects that we can have by doing these different peaks inside of Affinity. That's it for this video. If you want to grab the project file, it's down below. If you want to learn how to build the full scene, then check out the link below as well. See you in the next one.